What's up, everybody? We are live, and we're live because so I was looking at my stupid computer, which is in this hotel room, and it's 3 minutes, I guess, faster than my phone. Now the comments are screaming at me because we're early. I can't win, dude. I can't win.
Jeremy's literally like, Beardo, start the damn fucking show. We're late.
As soon as I started, and because my computer says 11:03, right? 3 minutes fast, okay.
It is 10:58.
And then I see people screaming like, early, what the fuck? I'm like, what did I do wrong this time? Anyway, what's up, everybody? It is Geeks Gamers Daily. We got Fear the Beardo in the house. What up?
Nothing much. Unfortunately, I'm amongst the many of us who watched the entire season of The Acolyte. I wanted to be done with Disney Star Wars after Kenobi, but I got sucked back in to make fun of this show, to make fun of Disney Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, Leslye Headland. There was a lot of shenanigans and mischief that happened in last night's finale, and we're going to talk about it, man.
And for the first time on Geeks and Gamers Daily.
Whoa!
And this guy's been he's just take over the fucking channel since I'm not here this week, I guess. He was on Main Event and everything. It's Odin. What up, Odin?
Odin!
What's up? It's Odin! Not much. It's kind of crazy that we're now at the end of this show because it feels like it's been forever. And yet, if you look at the entire runtime of every single episode added up together, it's probably not even the runtime of a normal movie because there's just so actual little content. But I'm so happy that it is over. And I'm looking forward to the interview that Leslye Headland inevitably is going to do to try to explain away all of the issues that are in this episode.
Yeah, man, it's this episode was. I will say I'm glad that I was a little upset about it last night when you guys memed on me and made the Creeper Jeremy T-shirt, but I didn't know that you were honoring the first appearance of Darth Plagueis in the Acolyte. So we got ahead of that one apparently. So, can you pull Denky's video up really quick so everybody can see that?
Let me look for it.
I had no idea you guys were doing this. So, I was live at the RNC, walking around. Everybody's like, go to Benny's booth outside. So, Benny Johnson. So, I'm out there. And you guys, I guess, got recordings of me off of Benny's stream while I'm holding my gimbal. And I'm just kind of looking around, just seeing if there's anybody I can go talk to. And it totally looks like I'm just a creeper at that point in time. And I don't know if you can play the music. I don't know if you can play the music from it.
We'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll mute it.
Yeah. But it's really good. Danky just crushing it. And so then I turn around, and you guys have, freaking...
It's funny every time it comes up.
Here we go. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh, that's Byron Donalds and Benny Johnson on stage. And all right,
and you were doing it for Dean Cain too.
Don't unmute it. Don't unmute it. So okay. I walked off and then I came back because Dean Cain was up there. So there I am again back there. I'm just out there chilling, man. I'm like trying to get some audio, some footage for everybody. And then somebody said, walk closer. So it's like, oh, am I going to show up in the picture or whatever? So I'm talking to the chat right there. And that's really good. That's really
brilliant.
Good.
That's the shot right there.
So apparently, I didn't even know this. You guys threw T-shirts together and started selling them on Main Event last night. That was pretty good. So yep. I enjoyed it. But
limited edition. I think only 12 hours or so left.
Yeah, I think so.
Gotta get them.
I was like, people are gonna show up at the freaking meetup wearing this shit.
So real quick, guys, if you guys were not watching Main Event last night, but if you weren't, what the hell were you doing? If you weren't watching Main Event, what were you doing? But if you didn't, we have a limited edition run Creeper Jeremy shirt from the video that we just watched. 24 hours only to get this shirt. Now about 12 hours left. And then it's gone forever. Like Aaron Hernandez. Gone forever. You won't be able to get it again.
This is so low quality. Like, this is like any stream I've ever produced.
That's what makes it the best, though.
This is so bad. This is pathetic. We are We are terrible.
So about 12 hours left to get your Creeper Jeremy shirt. Get it while you can, man, because then it's going to be gone, and you're going to feel left out if you see other people wearing this shirt at meetups, and you don't have one.
Okay, so let's get into the disaster known as the Acolyte last night. I just watched it, so I wanted to go live and do a super chat square up on D-Day Cobra, but I didn't get back from the convention until really late last night. Me and Ryan almost died last night walking out of the. So I don't know if you guys know this, but like it's been security's insane here at the convention. I mean, it's absolute. Yeah, I told this to Ryan the other day because essentially they have barricades probably for like a 5-mile radius. I don't know how many mile radius it is, but it's barricaded off all around the area. They've got concrete barricades all over. And there's only like a few points of entry, and you have to go through a Secret Service thorough checkup. Like they pop the trunk, they pop the hood, they bring the dog out, and you're not getting in unless you go through that. It's crazy. So
I hear once you're in, it's pretty crazy too. Because didn't you like get lost and go to an area that you shouldn't have been in?
Yes, I did. Yes, and that's because I don't belong here in the first place, so I shouldn't have any credentials. But once you get past that part, then it's like there's police officers everywhere, like everywhere. And I told Ryan, I'm like, dude, this feels like once you get past security, it feels like the Dark Knight Rises after Bane blew the bridges up. Like it's just like. It's so weird. It's the craziest thing ever. But it's anyway, my point being is that it takes a long time to get back to the vehicle after the event. So I didn't get in until late, so I didn't watch the Acolyte until just now. So I just watched the Acolyte, and I saw a couple of the clips online. So I saw like the Matrix floating lightsaber moment where they slowly floated. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, you have an appearance from Plagueis. You have Matrix slow-mo fight scenes. At the end of the day, this show is simply about the Jedi are bad. Women rule the galaxy. Black girls can never be bad because the Jedi are the reason for all of their tragedy in life. That's kind of what I got from it. Am I wrong? Am I missing anything?
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, there's several moments in this episode when the bald green bitch is talking with one of the senators, and it's just completely downplaying the importance of the Jedi. That the Jedi are just this weird cult. They use the word cult to describe the Jedi, and Soul is this evil, horrible person. Because
they tried to portray him as like a good guy the whole time, and it turned out that he was like this bad guy. And
which isn't true. If any competent, conscious person watched this entire show, Soul was probably their favorite character in this shitty show.
I thought he was terrible. I thought he was crap.
Well, all of them are crap, right?
Yeah,
all of them are
character's
crap.
awful. Yeah,
it's like Dan Bass says. It's like picking a polished turd amongst the entire batch of manure is what we're looking at here. So Soul did nothing wrong, man. Soul killed an evil demon witch doing some freaky fucking shit, and he's horrible. But yet May, who started off as the evil sister, then turned to good, then went evil again, and now is all of a sudden good again, and then got her mind wiped clean, so now she's extra good. She gets a free pass. No repercussions for May, even though she did blatantly kill 3 Jedi. She gets a free pass. Soul kills an evil demon dust witch, and he's committed this horrible, unthinkable crime, and he was the problem. Soul
becomes
was the
fall
problem.
Guy.
Yes, this show makes zero sense, but what it is, when you think about it deep down, it does make sense, because this is exactly what Leslye Headland thinks of men, and she is projecting her social, real-life perspective on men in this show.
Is Plagueis Harvey Weinstein in this show? Is that what
it's
Plagueis
just creepy
is?
looking at the cave. What's so funny about the Plagueis moment for me is that I actually missed it the first time, because that's how little I think respect they actually have for the character. is they have that moment where he's creeping out the cave. I must have been like looking at my phone or something because I was just so bored with what I was looking at. It was that quick. And then all of a sudden I see a bunch of people online talking about, oh, look at Plagueis. And I'm like, what? I had to go back and rewind it. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure enough. Look at that. It's like, that's just how little care they actually have for that character. And if they, for any reason, somehow justify a season 2 and they do anything with that character going forward, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
real quick, let me address it real quick. So Rumble,
Sure.
I Rumble's broken for me. So I haven't been able to set Rumble streams up in the last 2 days. So I apologize to the Rumble audience. I know a few people are asking. That's why I'm trying to set it up. It just I cannot get a stream. I can set the stream up, but I can't get the stream link or the stream key and the RTMP. I can't get it. So I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, go ahead.
So, yeah, I don't know if you want to break it down from the very beginning and go through the continuity of last night's episode, but with Plagueis, he has zero reason to be there. He has zero reason to be there, and Star Wars Theory even said, like, in canon, Plagueis should be 15 years old, being trained by his master, his mentor, but for some reason they turned him into this golem-like cave-dwelling character that makes zero fucking sense. And another thing that they're going to do with Plagueis and what Leslye Headland has done now is that the only reason why Anakin Skywalker exists, the only reason why Anakin Skywalker was conceived through the Force without a father is because Plagueis witnessed these twins being born through the Force. So the only reason now why Anakin Skywalker is important is because Plagueis learned from these evil demon lesbian space witches is that they can conceive life through the Force. And now Plagueis knows, and now Plagueis is going to do that very thing with Anakin Skywalker. So the only reason that Anakin Skywalker exists is because Osha and May and these lesbian space witches. Don't you just love that?
What's even better about it is how like external it is, because it's not like he was there when they were actually conceived watching it happen. It's
Right.
no, he sees the girl, hears them talking about it while he's creeping from this cave secondhand. And so somehow that's enough for him to somehow figure it out. I mean, again, if they go to season 2, I assume they're going to be like, oh, he goes back to the planet where the Virgins is, and so therefore he's going to be able to figure it out there. But it's so idiotic, and it's another slap in the face. You know, just when you thought it was already bad enough when they did Thrawn dirty, now they're doing Plagueis dirty, and so it's just like continuing to slap fans in the face every time.
So this is a good little clip right here from Star Wars Theory, kind of further explaining a much more knowledgeable person as far as Star Wars lore goes. So this is a tweet from him. Did you ever hear? No, because he's talking about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. So we'll go ahead and listen to this if you want.
Let's just address real quick the elephant in the room here. Leslye Headland interjecting Darth Plagueis for the first time on screen as some creepy dude just in the shadows, just so that he can observe the children that have been created from the Force, so that he can go on. And now this is the reason, this is the proof he needs to create life, to tell Palpatine. Imagine interjecting that much of your story before George Lucas's, just so that you can have your eternal stamp of approval of your name put on something that is timeless, so that you have something to add to your resume. I did that. I put Plagueis in there. Oh yeah, your name's gonna be timeless in Star Wars. I am missing Ryan and Johnson right now. That's how much I'm missing.
I mean, I just have to do the Joker quote. You know, I used to think Disney Star Wars was a tragedy. Now I just realize it's a comedy. It's
Right.
just what it is, man. Like it's. I'm not upset about this. I actually hope they just make a full-on Plagueis movie now. I just want them to destroy everything. I want to see it. So the only thing I'll tell you this, the only thing I'm really disappointed in is that I didn't make a video last night. That's the only thing I'm disappointed in, because I would have got a lot of views off of it, because I am just not at a point where I can get really mad about Disney Star Wars anymore, because I've just been watching this for so long. And while I am surprised at how bad the Acolyte is, and it's worse than I thought it would be, really. I mean, I can't believe how unbelievably terrible this show is. The thing that is nice is that it feels like everyone agrees with me that it is I don't know who likes this show. Outside of the people that want to spite the chuds, You know, because there's people out there that are like, well, the chuds don't like it, so I have to. And it feels like their motivation to like this show and to praise this show is in spite of people like me and you guys and Star Wars Theory or whoever. That's the only people that like it. Their motivation is all based on the opinions of other people, not the quality of the show.
Right.
It's the activist.
Yes.
The only ones that are enjoying this show are the activists. And that's why if you just Google search this episode breakdown, the only ones that are getting positive reviews are like, oh, yeah, of course that website. Of course the Mary Sue is going to be giving it a positive review. Of course, StarWarsNet.com gave it a positive review saying, I can't wait to see what they do more. Like saying, oh, there's some issues here, but maybe they can address them in season 2 and overall it's fine. It's like, again, only people that actually want the messages that are being pushed by this show or agree with. It's not even just the messages of the show. It's the messages of the people who are making this show. It's people who are like, Leslye Headland, Slay Girl. Like, those are the ones that are the ones actually supporting this nonsense. It's crazy.
Well, that and top of the people who want cred with Lucasfilm. They want to go to these red carpet premieres. They want to be able to get the first 4 episodes 2 weeks early so that they can do their non-spoiler review before the embargo
shills
is
like
lifted.
Chris Gore, who got the early access and put that really positive messaging out there for oh wait, that's right. No, he actually shit all over it. Hail Chris
he tore
Gore.
it apart. But they do want the early access. They want the perks. They want to be invited to headquarters, Lucasfilm headquarters. They want to be able to shake people's hands. They want to be in with the cool kids group, what they think is, Lucasfilm. So yeah, they're either shitting on us, the true Star Wars fans, the people that are going against the current regime over at Lucasfilm, going against the Acolyte. They want to stick it to us while also showing their allegiance so that they get some cred within Lucasfilm.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, with them, like, all I see, I can legitimately, as much as it pains me to say it, there were actual fans of The Last Jedi. They weren't Star Wars fans, but they were fans of the movie. The people that are fans of The Acolyte are simply just there to try to challenge the negativity that's out there. They're not a fan of the show based on the storytelling or based on the characters or based on anything that's going on. They're only there to go, these guys just hate everything, and I'm tired of all the negativity. If you genuinely like something or enjoy something, it truly doesn't matter if other people like it or not. I say that as someone that holds quite a few unpopular opinions, just like everyone has unpopular opinions. And when you have unpopular opinions, it doesn't matter if other people agree with you. Who cares? If you believe in your opinion, then why do you need validation from other people to like the thing that you like or dislike the thing that you like or whatever?
Because they live on Twitter and they feed off of engagement, positive or negative. These people, they spend their entire lives on Twitter arguing with people and then getting validated from the same people that do their same group think as them.
Yep. And that's the reason why also, and I know this has been mentioned before on many other streams, especially on FNT, where why is it that you're not seeing, if it's all about us people who are being critical of the show, if it's about a matter of being racist or sexist, why is it then that we're not having the same type of criticism for House of the Dragon, right? House of the Dragon is a show that has a lot of these similar elements, but it's also a well-made show that's also clearly pleasing a lot of fans. I mean, sure, are there people that probably don't like the show? Yeah, I was actually very critical of season 1. There was a lot of things in there I didn't like, but at the same time, I'm not going to deny the fact that it was very well received by the vast majority of people. You don't have that same thing going on here. And that's why, as we just said, that's why it is purely a matter of activism going on. People who, as you just mentioned, Peter, right, who are living in their bubbles, who are only consuming the media that they are choosing to, right? And this is something that's been studied a long time, right? About a lot of times the people that are, the same people defending this show are also the same ones that typically don't get news from other places outside of their bubble. And so they stay felt into this. It's amazing how we're oftentimes called cult when they themselves are the ones that oftentimes show much more cult-like activity.
Absolutely. Well said.
And how many times we disagree with each other as well. We disagree often. Yeah. And I'm sure that we're going to talk about certain aspects of this episode where we will disagree because...
That's a great point, Beardo. You like men.
We'll get there.
I don't. You know, so I mean, we
Absolutely.
disagree.
That's exactly what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. Jeremy's camera's gay for a $2 says, "What's up, creeper Jeremy?" Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Shadow saying with the $20, have you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? His tragedy was starring in the Acolyte. He was creeping in a cave, touching himself vigorously.
How wise is he now?
It was so unnecessary.
Very wise. KC Cheeto with the $5. Tomorrow is the 199th day of the year. Hail the 199. Thank you, KC Cheeto.
We were talking about trying to do some celebration on that. I'm maybe I timed it perfectly on the day that Trump officially accepts the nomination. Maybe that's what it was. But no, we would like to make the 199th day of the year that's like Geeks and Gamers Day.
199 day.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, 199 day. Like
Absolutely,
I would love to do that. We should try to do that moving forward. Maybe we could throw something together kind of quick tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we do have a new 199 T-shirt design that we've been kind of closing in on. I don't even think you guys have seen it yet.
I have not.
Maybe we can launch that tomorrow for 199 day. We'll see.
Real life fake wizard for a $2. I'm depressed after TA last night. Any advice? I don't know. Go to the gym. Dave Nunn for a 199. Early and straight? I'm confused.
I will
Manders.
Say, to the one who said that they're depressed, I would say go and actually look at the actual story of Darth Plagueis. Go to the EU novels because you'll find so much better storytelling there, and it'll make you a lot happier.
Or go watch the original trilogy. Go watch the prequels. We still have those. Manders for an 8 months. Creeper Jeremy films men from behind. Couragean with a $35 from a different currency. Thank you. Proof that Jeremy is a Fed everywhere and nowhere all at once. Even his legs are alien. JK, love you guys, and hail the 199.
I see Gary's in the chat. He says, go to the gym and watch Cobra Kai tomorrow. Is Cobra Kai, is this release of Cobra Kai tomorrow? I'm so behind on everything, man, because this is what happens when you cover like multiple different things like politics, pop culture, video games, movies, sports. It sometimes, like, I'm really wrapped up in the politics stuff right now.
Yeah, 3 a.m. tomorrow, the first slate of episodes.
I got something.
Remember,
I got something
they do that binge model.
Yep. Well, it's kind of like a hybrid binge model now.
Yeah.
So it's like a 3-parter.
Luis R with a $5. Creeper Jeremy be looking like Destiny recording his wife in his cuck chair before she left for Jerome. Also, yo, Steph, how you doing, my squiggy? Thank you for the $5. Flint for a 5. Darth Plagueis is the Padawan of Darth D-Day Cobra, the first creeper. Brian Keith for a $2. Thumbnail of Sith and Apprentice, both failures.
That's where we were going with that one. That's what I did it for.
Mother and daughter, right? That's what Epic Mike says.
Much.
Knee pain for a $2. Torben took poison to get out of the season early. Dom H gifted 5 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you, Dom. What a freaking legend, man. Hope you're doing well. Taker with a 5. Theory's reaction to Plagueis. Fuck off. Plagueis is the guy behind the tree rubbing his hands together meme now. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Come on, man. For a $5. Jill, I go poopy. Ice cream. Thank you. Come on, man.
Come on.
Recep the Cripple for an 8 months. Also, the lesbians successfully created life, and Plagueis never did. So lesbian women are better than your favorite characters, everyone. Okay, I do have to say something about that. I've been saying this the past few streams when we were leading up to the finale of The Acolyte. Leslye Headland made comments about how she would love to do the story between Palpatine and Plagueis. There is no doubt in my fucking mind right now, after what we watched last night, that Plagueis made an appearance now that he knows and he has got the idea to conceive life through the Force, through these lesbian space witches. It's now not even a question to consider the fact that she is going to make Palpatine and Plagueis gay for each other in order to create life. That is going to happen, man. They cannot help themselves. This is Disney Lucasfilm. Everything that you thought could go wrong has gone wrong, and plus some. These motherfuckers are obsessed with identity politics. They're obsessed with gay. They're obsessed with the alphabet community. They are obsessed. They cannot help themselves. So if you think that if Leslye Headland is to touch, if she's going to get an Acolyte Season 2, or if it's going to be its own separate show between Plagueis and Palpatine, you better anticipate that she is going to make, that Lucasfilm is going to make Palpatine and Plagueis gay lovers, and the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise that we have heard all about. Episode 3, have you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? The tragedy will be that Palpatine was in gay love with Plagueis, and the tragedy is that Plagueis cheated on Palpatine with another fucking man, so Palpatine goes and kills Plagueis in his sleep. You guys might think I'm fucking crazy, but that is what is going to fucking happen. Remember this episode, because they cannot fucking help themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, look, at this point, I wouldn't put anything past them. I really wouldn't. So we'll see
Remember
what happens.
In Harry Potter, they did the secret of Dumbledore. What was his secret? That he was
He's gay.
Yep.
So
Hey,
secret
so
of Plagueis.
our boy Mark Hamill's back at it. I just put a link in the private chat, so if you want to grab that, Beardo.
Sure.
And it's really gay to brush your beard on stream, by the way. Like, it's really, like, it's the
To do what?
gayest. To brush your beard on stream is super gay. Like,
Let
it's
me keep
really,
doing it then.
It's really, like, it's... Leslye
You ever heard
Headland's
the
going to hire...
tragedy of Darth Beardo the Wise?
Leslye Headland's going to hire you for a season 2 of The Acolyte. So,
You're gonna be Palpatine.
all right. So, Gina Carano calls out Mark Hamill for thinking Donald Trump was sleeping during the RNC. So, if you have been seeing this go around, a lot of people took a moment where Donald Trump was closing his eyes during a prayer, and trying to say that he fell asleep. Now, if you've seen anything from Mark Hamill recently, Mark Hamill has just been off he's always been off the fucking rocker, but it's been next level, man. His TDS is beyond help. He is gone. There is no helping Mark Hamill whatsoever. And he even made a tweet after the assassination attempt that he deleted. He made a tweet that he deleted. And he was getting ratioed on it when he deleted
The congratulations tweet?
Yeah, the congratulations tweet. And he made another one yesterday making fun of the bandage that was on Trump's ear, that he was getting a ton of kickback on. Now he's, basically making fun of Donald Trump for closing his eyes during prayer. I would like Odin's take on this, on how you feel about how Trump's being mocked for closing his eyes during a prayer.
Well, I will say, not that Mark Hamill deserves any benefit of the doubt whatsoever, because he's kind of beyond that at this point. But, I mean, it would not surprise me if that was something going around social media. Mark Hamill happened to see it because, as Beardo mentioned earlier, he's in this bubble.
It went viral. It went viral that he was sleeping during it.
Yeah. So he's in this bubble. He's seeing all these people saying it, so he just automatically believes it and then goes about it, right? Not doing any actual research, not actually finding out anything about it. He clearly, also, he's implying that he's watching it. I don't believe for a second Mark Hamill's watching the RNC. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Everything he's done, everything he said indicates that that's not something that he would be actually doing with his time. And so the thing that just bothers me the most about this is that it also shows us that he has no idea about the concept of prayer. Because anyone who's ever prayed before knows that closing your eyes is a very common thing to do when you pray. Even if you don't pray, you at least have seen some people pray in your life, and you know that that's what you do. So if this guy could get out of his bubble for a second, he might actually realize that, oh yeah, this is actually something that people do, and he wasn't actually falling asleep.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... I personally think he probably does know that he was praying, and that's just how Mark Hamill operates. You're right, though, to your point. He could be just in his bubble, but I think Mark Hamill's proven that he doesn't even care. Now, what did Gina say? Yeah, let's go to Gina's tweet and read that, Beardo.
So Gina says, it's called praying, Mark. Trump was closing his eyes in prayer. The man was just shot a few days ago, almost losing his life, and another man took that bullet and died protecting his family. What happened to all that talk about not spreading misinformation and disinformation? Just doesn't count when you do it, huh? Rules for thee, not for me. How's that white Democrat male privilege treating you? Been fired from any jobs recently? Oof. It really makes you wonder what the deep state has on you for you have your head so permanently jammed up their ass to where all you've become is their walking, talking piece of dung.
Oh my God.
Have you enjoyed all your political free speech and Hitler analogies without any repercussions? The past 8 years, don't worry, we have them all saved. Strange you weren't canceled or called out for any of it. I wonder if it's that time. I wonder if that time is fast approaching for you. Have a good nap.
Damn.
Holy crap. She
Went in.
Savage mode on him.
Yes.
Wow. Go Gina. Holy crap.
And people wonder why she's got big lines at all of these, cons and why her panels are always very well attended. People wonder.
Yeah, man. That was savage right there. I loved it. So,
That's
good
awesome.
job on Gina for calling out Mark. Mark Hamill's just pathetic, man. Absolutely pathetic.
And look at this. Shout out to this channel, Geeks and Gamers, for covering this story. Shout out.
Great coverage.
I've heard that they're just grifters and toxic.
Just
and,
grifters.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I might be
And
wrong.
gay. Grifters and gay.
Zack Snyder said that he didn't associate with them, so I'm just, that's where I stand.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, last night, Geeks and Gamers did not associate with D-Day Cobra.
That is true. Yeah, they're just stealing my imagery and making fucking T-shirts off of it without my permission. Unbelievable. All right, we got a 50 from Tomac.
Yes, we do. Tomag with a $50. So, Jeremy, now that the Acolyte is over, are you going to review the new Kini Kuman series? It looks like it still respects its original wrestling anime that came out 40 years ago.
I've got to see what's next up. I've got a lot to catch up on, but I'm looking forward to Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai is going to be great. It's the final season of Cobra Kai. That's going to be my focus once I get back and settled. Covering Cobra Kai, the final season of greatness. And as much as I hate that Cobra Kai is ending, I'm actually happy that they're ending on a high note because they're not gonna run it to the ground. They're not gonna make they seem like coming off the last season, which I thought the last season was the second best season. The first season was the best season, and I thought the most previous season was the second best. So they really are operating on a high level. Hopefully they can stick the landing with this ending. And I'll be happy about that. It'll be one of my favorite series of all time if they do that.
Eric Guidewall with the $20. Disney Star Wars has become idiotic. Jeremy, do you want to kind of go down and break down the episode in order and talk about all the stupid shit that we hated?
I mean, we can if you want to. We've got 27 minutes left. I mean, I did want to touch on. I don't know if we got time to. I don't know if we can break the whole thing down, but because I wanted to talk about because I didn't get a chance to talk about it, and we have had I think some new information come out. I did want to talk about the Jack Black Tenacious D situation that happened.
Okay.
But we'll leave that for last. So
okay.
But
So
if you want to break down the episode, that's fine.
The episode started, and said you guys just watched it, and Jeremy, you just watched it. Let me know if my timeline isn't correct. But the episode starts, Osha has the Smilo Ren helmet on, and she's doing her Darth Vader breathing within the helmet. And Smilo Ren himself, what's his name? Kamir?
Yeah.
Kamir. He's trying to stop her because she's freaking the fuck out. His eyes turn black, similar to how the
He's
evil
like,
demon...
Osha, like he's known her for what?
It's bizarre.
It's so
the shipping.
weird.
Yes, it's the
everything you
shipping.
see throughout the episode indicates it's like, oh yeah, just shipping them. Okay.
So
Guts of
his
Black Swordsman
eyes-
says, Jeremy, stop wearing Crocs. I'm literally going to wear Crocs to the fucking RNC now just because you said that. All right, go ahead.
You need to get Trump to sign the Crocs. That's what
Let's
you need
go.
Hey, that'd be cool. That'd be
Go
cool.
ahead.
So his eyes turn black, very similar to how the demon witches' eyes turn black when they're doing their rituals and stuff. And then, so his eyes turn black. Part of him goes to this shadow realm that isn't explained. Why is he there? What is that place? Well, it doesn't tell you. The show doesn't tell you. Like Critical Drinker would say, don't know. You don't know what that fucking place that he went to is. But and then the real time, his eyes are black. He can't move. He's paralyzed. And then he's just strong enough to go through it, I guess, to take her helmet off. Why did that happen? Why did putting on the helmet make that happen? Where did he go to? None of it's fucking explained.
And they're not going to.
No, they will not explain it.
Well, actually, they might, because, again, Leslye Headland, every episode, has come out with an interview where she explains things that are not explained. So there's actually a chance that she might actually come out and say, well, actually, we're trying to do a world between worlds thing, even though it has no connection to that whatsoever that we can even see. But she'll say something stupid to try to explain it.
Yeah.
So then Soul is with May. May's still locked up on that gurney hospital bed or whatever. She takes the droid Pip, who is not hers, but she factory resetted it. Now all of a sudden, now it obeys her and not OSHA. Okay, that makes sense. And then she runs away. She gets in a speeder. Her and Soul get into this like high speed space.
I fast forwarded through
chase.
that part because I was just like, yeah.
Well,
I don't know about
actually,
this.
I will say this. Visually, it was a cool scene, and it would have been a lot better if it was in a better Star Wars show or in a better Star Wars movie, because I do think racing through the ring of a planet, through the little meteorites or asteroids, like in that ring, that looked cool, but it didn't make sense because all of a sudden now this beaver, for no fucking reason, the beaver Basil, the they, them, non-binary beaver, for no fucking reason
beaver,
at all.
Pronoun beaver.
Pronoun beaver. Pulls out the cords and disables Soul's ship for chasing down May. For why? Not explained. We don't know. We don't know why this beaver, for any reason, just started disobeying and disrespecting Soul and disabled his ship so that both him and May both now crash land on the evil witch planet. For why? Not fucking explained why the beaver did that.
Nope.
I mean, he seems like one of the more prominent. Like they put so much emphasis on him, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it's all because he's the pronoun beaver.
Pretty much.
Go ahead, Odin. You have something to say?
Yeah, no, like, pretty much that's what's it. But what drives me crazy about the pronoun beaver is like the entire episode, the pronoun beaver does those things. Where it's like, because that's like the first moment where he does some, they, them, does some action where you're like, okay, why in the world you just do that? Again, someone could try to go in and explain saying, well, they, them, kind of was sensing that they were about to attack May, and so wanted to save May, or for whatever reason that the they them pronoun beaver would want to do so. But then I remember there was a couple other times throughout the episode where all of a sudden the beaver's just acting so autonomously, and you're like, this is the dumbest. Like, why are you pushing this? It makes no sense.
And then after OSHA takes off the helmet, or after, I guess, Smilo Ren takes off the helmet off of OSHA, she's like, I know where May's going. He's like, okay, tell me, but we're going to go separate. She goes, no, we're going to go together. He's like, no, we're going to go separate. No, we're going to go together. Okay, we'll go together, but then we're going to split up, and then whoever finds her first wins. Whoever finds her first wins. And it's like, okay, and then OSHA and Smilo Ren get into the ship. They're in different cockpits on the ship, but for some reason, this is Smilo Ren's ship, but OSHA's cockpit, she can completely disable all of the technology within Smilo Ren's ship. So she flipped this switch, so now she turned off communications, but now he can't fucking do anything. All of his buttons are turned off. He can't control the ship anymore.
Know why.
And now OSHA is in charge because woman strong.
Black girl magic!
Yes! But it's like, what the fuck are we doing? This is Smilo Ren's ship. This is Kamir's ship. Why would he willingly get into the cockpit that he knows can be turned off from the other main cockpit? Why is OSHA in the main cockpit? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Why?
Also, she has all this technological knowledge when the show had previously established that it was OSHA, not May. OSHA who was the mech, right? OSHA who was the one that had all this technical experience. So it makes sense for OSHA to be able to fly one of these things and like figure all these things out. But for May to do it, you're like, wait, but hasn't May just been kind of in isolation for a long period of her life now? This is stupid.
None of it makes sense.
Nope. None of it makes sense. So then they get to the planet. This is another thing.
At what point in the show did the Matrix fight happen?
So we're getting there.
We're getting to there. We're almost there, right? Yeah.
So May crash lands on the evil witch planet. It doesn't even within that space high speed chase in space. The Beaver rips out all the cords for Soul's ship. You see May crash land on the planet, which, by the way, this is twice now in this show where we've seen a spaceship fucking brutally crash down on a planet and just not explode. Just completely fine. Just bounces off of the fucking ground like a bouncy ball, and nothing happens. No explosion. She's fine. She's perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, Soul's on the planet. It doesn't even show Soul recovering from the damage for the ship. Now all of a sudden it just shows his ship landed on the planet. He's walking out of it just fine. How did he get there? How did he regain control of the ship? Doesn't explain it. You don't know. He's just there now. Okay, that's fine. So then Osha and Smilo Ren get there as well. And Soul sees Smilo Ren. They get into a lightsaber fight. I thought that the first 30 seconds of this fight did had some good choreography. I thought it was fine until they jump out the fucking window and then they do the slow-mo Matrix style weird like kung
can somebody
fu
pull
fuck
that up?
shit.
Crouching Tiger.
Can we say
style
pull
too.
that? Yeah, pull that clip.
I'll see if I can find it. Do you know
no
what?
Audio, no audio.
Do you know
no
what
audio.
Twitter page I can find it? I think Steph tweeted it last night. Maybe.
Yeah.
Steph, did you tweet it?
So yeah, it was going around, but we can't. We have to keep the audio muted, and we have to pause through it. It is horrendous.
Yeah,
it is
makes
the
no
worst
sense.
Yeah,
thing
it's not good.
ever.
There you go. Here it is.
Here we go. So keep it muted. Make sure it's muted. Turn the sound off. Like, this is absolutely horrendous. No, pause. Oh no! That's it. That's all. Don't let it play anymore because we'll probably get hit. That was horrible.
And then he continues to slide on, like, just
Yeah,
like
it's
very
so bad, but we
cleanly
can't
down.
play anymore. We can't play anymore.
What's
because
funny though is I don't know, like there's a point too where he's landing. It almost looks like he's trying to land in a split. That's how it looked at me. And I was like, wait, now he's landing in a split. What the hell's going on?
It's so bizarre. I will say, I thought the first part of that fight was actually kind of cool. I thought there was some choreography that was well done. And then we did that, and I'm like, throw the whole fucking thing away. You just fucking ruined it. Like, the one thing that I thought was kind of cool, it was just ruined.
Yeah.
So then,
and you know, when they made that scene, they were like, this is going to be amazing.
Yes.
We're going to go viral. People are going to talk about it. This is going
Yeah.
to be the most amazing thing ever. And in reality, it's the worst thing imaginable.
well, and you know how these people, like, they have very small brains, and they live in a fart bubble of shit ideas. They're like, oh, we just hired Trinity from the Matrix. Matrix. Let's make the fight scenes Matrix style. Let's do stuff with it. Let's make the Jedi fight Matrix style. Let's introduce Jedi Kung Fu into this. And that was their thought process. Let's hire Trinity. Oh, Trinity's from the Matrix. Oh, Matrix. Let's do Matrix style fighting. That was their thought process. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely horrible.
And all of this stuff too, with like the way that they're using the Force to fight, then leads into the thing you're about to go into, I'm sure, which is him throwing the lightsabers in this like, I'm throwing the lightsabers, but then also attacking. And what drives me crazy is because all of that leads to that moment at the end, and again we'll get to that, I guess, but it's the one where all of a sudden you realize where a certain action done by a certain Sith Lord that's very well known comes from for the first time. And you're like, wait a minute, they can do all of these Force things that we're seeing right now, and you're like, logically.
We will absolutely get there.
Yeah.
So during this fight scene, so there's two fights happening simultaneously at the same time. Osha and May are fighting each other in a fist fight, and Soul and Smilo Ren are fighting each other as well. There is one point in this Smilo Ren Soul fight where they lock lightsabers, but it doesn't make sense because Soul's lightsaber is on the other side of Smilo Ren's lightsaber, and Soul is trying to push his lightsaber into Smilo Ren, and it's like, but Smilo Ren's lightsaber's on the other side. So all Soul has to does is bink, and I know that his helmet turns off lightsabers, whatever. You can still hit him in the fucking shoulder and chop his fucking arm off. Like, physically, it does not make sense for that action, for there to be a struggle in that certain part of the fight. because Soul's lightsaber's on the other side. Smilo Ren has nothing to stop Soul from just twisting his wrist and fucking slicing him on the fucking shoulder. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. The only thing that you could even argue is that he's trying to use his helmet against him. But again, even then, you're giving it way too much credit.
Right.
Yeah.
So then Smilo Ren's lightsaber gets destroyed. Soul's lightsaber gets broken, kind of, but it's still usable. So May tells Osha, Soul lied to you. He killed our mom, and I'm going to prove it to you. He will admit it. I'll get him to admit it. So then May and Osha go into this, the center where they're fighting, and then May gets Soul to admit that he did kill their mom. Osha overhears it. Osha grabs the lightsaber, and while she's grabbing it, hearing Soul admit it, she just all of a sudden, without any kind of training, without knowing that she can do it, she bleeds the blue kyber crystal into a red kyber crystal.
And
how the fuck does she know how to do that? She failed the Jedi Academy. She hasn't.
Black girl magic.
That's how.
It's so fucking true. It's
That's
like
how.
there's no reason. It's not explained. Why does she know how to do this? She failed the Jedi Academy. She hasn't used the Force in several fucking years. Even Obi-Wan Kenobi, maybe one of the most competent, best Jedis ever, took 10 years off, and the dude could barely fucking use the Force in the Kenobi show. But Osha, Black Girl Magic, bleeds a blue kyber crystal red and turns a blue lightsaber into a red Sith lightsaber.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
At first, I thought that they might try to do something, again, in their eyes cool, because at one point it was part blue, part red. So I was like, are they going to try and do a whole like gray Jedi thing and be like it's a mixture of the colors? But no, instead it's just like turning blue into red, and that's all they do. But it's not even just turning that into red. It's also taking a broken lightsaber, and now somehow it's working too. So it's like she has the power to make a broken lightsaber work. And then even before then, you have the Smilo Ren character who, remember, he has this this lightsaber that you can separate.
Yes, he can separate it.
Where
Yes.
it was broken.
He could have still used the bottom one.
Where it comes across, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense either.
He could have still used the bottom lightsaber when the top half of his lightsaber broke. He still had the bottom one.
But throw it away.
Yeah, but the writing is shit.
Yep.
So the entire theme of this show, and we learned this from the first and second episode, was May's mission, her journey to the dark side, was she needed to kill a Jedi without using a lightsaber. So she killed Trinity with a dagger. She killed the Wookiee with a lightsaber. And then she made, what's his name, Torben, she made him self-delete.
Yep.
So she has not successfully killed a Jedi without using a lightsaber or any kind of weapon at all. So that has been the theme of this entire show, is learning how to kill a Jedi without a lightsaber or a weapon. Osha, out of just pure anger, she is the first ever person in a galaxy far, far away to invent and ever use the Force choke. And she goes like this, and she Force chokes and kills Soul when Soul did nothing wrong, in my opinion.
Yep.
Osha is the first ever person ever in the history of Star Wars now to ever use Force choke.
And again, everything we've just seen in the episode, where at one point even Smilo Ren is controlling two lightsabers, swinging around in this like, I'm trying to think of the word for it, boomerang-like setting, and then also going and attacking with a punch towards Soul. He's able to do all of these things. They're able to have that weird jumping off of the ledge thing, controlling. So there's all this force power being shown, but yet in none of that, in no other fight that's ever happened in the history between Jedi and Sith has there ever been a use of the Force choke. It's like, that's come on, show.
And you see stuff like this from all this time ago, and again into the future, the real world future. When people are watching Star Wars, you're just continuing to devalue that iconic fight between Obi-Wan and that iconic moment between Obi-Wan and Vader in A New Hope now, because all of these fight scenes are so like Matrixy and hidden, what Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. There, that goes back to my problem with Rogue One. Like that happens, like that amazing moment with Vader happens. Like in like 20 minutes, this dude's gonna literally move like Joe Biden. Like, what are we doing?
And also,
they have no respect for the story that they're trying to tell within the galaxy. They only care about the story they're trying to tell right in front of them. They don't care how it affects moments into the future, whether that's continuity or just common sense things. They don't care.
Yeah, and it's like something that's they've been so consistent with, because honestly, this moment reminds me of Solo. Like, who was asking for us to find out how Solo got his name? And yet they put that in that movie. And now it's like, who was actually wondering, oh yeah, I wonder where the first Force choke was used. I wonder how they came up with that. I wonder what led to that. It's like, oh, well, now we have our answer. It's like, why are you focusing on things that no one actually wants to know about?
And the less answers you give. What's up?
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say this. What's also stupid about the Force choke is that Soul is like telling her that it's okay.
Yeah,
so he's another Jedi that has resigned to his death. Yeah, that's what's also stupid. Okay.
He takes responsibility.
And like, I even go back, like, the less questions that are answered, the better it is when you have certain things. I mean, I don't like every question answered all the time in a story. I like to have some mystery elements. And even with, like, Solo's name, that's just, like, not even something people have ever worried about, wondered about, cared about. The fact that they felt the need to answer that is the dumbest shit ever. I swear, if Disney ever gets, like, control of DC, they're going to just, like, remake The Dark Knight, and, like, Joker's going to have, like, you want to know how I got these scars? MAGA kids held me down and ripped my face apart. Like, it was
a botched operation, gender affirming care.
The fact that we don't know truly where his scars came from is the best element of it. It's there's the mystery, because he told all these different versions of it.
Right. He told the same story different times.
Quit asking questions that we're not asking for the answers to. But that's what Disney Star Wars is all about right now.
Well, and it also cheapens to what Odin said, like, the answer that we didn't need, that we didn't ask for, and also that we didn't need about where the Force choke came from. That goes back to what Star Wars Theory said. It's Leslye Headland's stamp, her mark on the lore and history of Star Wars. Now she is important to the lore of Star Wars because she is the one that put it in the show. She is now in canon, Disney canon, made that the first ever Force choke. So that is her trying to make herself important. And what also this does is, this being the first ever Force choke, it cheapens Darth Vader when we first see in Star Wars A New Hope, when we first see Darth Vader Force choke the one chief or general, whatever he is, on the Death Star, when they're all having that roundtable meeting with Tarkin, and then he goes, "Enough with these semantics, Lord Vader. The Death Star is the most powerful planet in the entire galaxy." And then like Darth Vader Force chokes him and says, "Your lack of faith is disturbing," whatever. Like, you're over, like, when we first seen that ever, like, just, you've never seen Star Wars, you go to see Star Wars A New Hope, and you see him do that like, holy fucking shit, man, this is fucking crazy. But now what it is, oh, Darth Vader only learned how to use the Force choke because Palpatine and Plagueis, or Palpatine told Darth Vader, well, there was this one black lesbian on this planet one time that did the Force choke, so I'm going to teach you how to do that.
And that's why they did it. That's why they did it. Because now Headland, whenever she goes back and watches, not that she's going to watch the originals, but she'll go back and watch that scene and say, "Oh, well, I know now where that came from. It came from me." Like, that's the whole reason they did it.
Ultimately, it's never going to matter, because none of this is going to matter to anyone. The people that care about Star Wars, they're never going to let Leslye Headland's bullshit affect them. And when we're all dead and gone, no one's going to watch this shit anyway. They're not going to watch Leslye Headland stuff. They'll still be watching the original trilogy. They'll still be watching the prequels. But they're not going to watch. Like, nobody in 100 years is going to go back and go, "Oh, we got to watch the Acolyte so we can get some." It's going to be Ghostbusters 2016 is what it'll ultimately be into the future. That's what the Acolyte will be. No one's ever going to reference Ghostbusters 2016. They're always going to reference, the first two Ghostbusters, as those are the definitive Ghostbusters. But they're never going to go, "Well, in order to get the full Ghostbusters experience, you got to watch the Ghostbusters 2016 with Melissa McCarthy, who went on to become a Secret Service agent for President Donald Trump." But that's really what it comes down to. So while these things are dumb and retarded, and they're ultimately irrelevant, because it will not affect the legacy of George Lucas as much as that's what they want. They want to destroy the legacy. They want to erase Star Wars, but they're never going to erase Star Wars from people's minds into the future. People are going to watch the original trilogy and the prequels and love them, and it will become a well-known thing that you just don't worry about watching the Disney shit because none of it actually has any connection to George's Star Wars. That's how I think history will look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say you'll never have the theatrical showing of the Acolyte.
No,
right? Like it's like the fans are going to be like, man, you know what? I need to see on the big screen. I need to see the Acolyte. No one's really going to say that.
Yeah.
No. And to quickly wrap up the end of this episode real quick, you get confirmation that the bald green bitch, she was the former master to Smilo Ren. Smilo Ren was her apprentice. That was confirmed. Then also a few things. Yoda is at the very end. So not only does the Acolyte make Ki-Adi-Mundi a liar to the Jedi Council and to Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, now Yoda is a fucking liar too, because now Yoda's does know.
An idiot.
Yep.
Like he's the only person in this whole series that doesn't know Jedi are being murdered.
Yep. He's just been locked away. Yoda's been locked away in this closet, just meditating. I don't know. Yoda could literally sense that Anakin was going to turn to the dark side and become Darth Vader in episode 2. But yet he has zero fucking clue that several Jedi have been murdered, that the Sith are back, that Plagueis is just this fucking cave-dwelling fucking loser on this planet. Yoda has no idea. He's just been locked away in this closet, and he's being informed. Everything special that Yoda needs to know is being relayed by this bald green bitch.
And you know what it is too? I don't know if
you're cutting out real bad, Jeremy. Cutting out real bad.
You know, like what's even worse too is like the entire moment has, you know, obviously it's completely unnecessary, but even just think about it from a story perspective. So wait, you're now, after having lied to the Senate, after having lied to all these people, now you go to Yoda? That doesn't make any darn sense. How would she have any autonomy to act without, you know, because obviously, like, if she's saying that she talked to the council, Yoda would have been on the council too. So again, it just makes no sense because either Yoda wasn't present on the council when she talked to them about this, or she didn't talk to the council, in which case, okay, why can she make, you know, just completely autonomous decisions without consulting them? It makes no sense whatsoever for them to even put that in from a logical standpoint.
Well, and it makes her a liar too.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, now he's gone. Now he's gone. So the whole problem that the bald green bitch had with Soul and Trinity was that they made up the story after the whole fire went down on the planet. I forget what the planet's called. Is it what's the witch planet called?
Oh my gosh.
It starts with a B. It starts with a B. I forget.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the abhorrent, horrible things that Soul and Trinity did was that they.
I'm never traveling again. Fuck it.
So
I'm never traveling again.
Soul killed the demon witch, and then Trinity and Soul all agreed to lie to the Jedi Council about it. So the bald green bitch then finds out that Soul lied about it, and that is horrible. He's evil. That is a crime against the Council, against the Jedi. But then the bald green bitch continues to lie to the senator, to the black senator. She doesn't want to tell him nothing. She is continuously lying to the black senator in that one scene, and has lied to Yoda after she knows everything. But yet Soul is damned because he lied to her in the first place.
Yep.
Well,
there's a lot of lying going on.
What I was going to say was, if anyone owns a small dog, or it has been friends with someone that owns a small dog, and you have like people come over and that dog barks, you tend to like throw that dog in like a room and shut the door, and you're like, yeah, it'll just. That's what they're treating Yoda like. Just throw him in a fucking room. Let us cover up our murder investigation, and whenever we're convenient, we'll open the door. And it's like, oh hi, little guy. Did you get your barking out of the way while all the people were running around the house? All right, here's some food for you, Yoda. That's how they're treating him.
They treated him like Joe Biden.
Insane.
They treated him like Joe Biden. Like literally, it's just like, hey, Mr. President, let's actually tell you what's going on.
That's exactly how they're treating Yoda in this show.
Yep.
God, it's unbelievable, dude.
And then another thing that doesn't make sense, what Star Wars Theory said was that in lore, in previous canon, was Plagueis wanted Palpatine to run for Chancellor because the Senate would never trust an alien species to be the Chancellor. But yet, in this episode, when the bald green bitch is telling the Senate and the Chancellor about what happened, who's the Chancellor? A fucking alien.
It's I hate this show so much, but it's just a comedy. It's meant to be laughed at, and if you watch it from that perspective, that's all you need to know. Let's get some super chats.
Yeah. Let's run through some super chats here. Beardo Smelly Pussy for a $5.
Holy crap! God dang.
Plagueis didn't create Anakin, the Force did, as a result of Plagueis manipulating midichlorians, but watch Disney change it because of lesbian witches. Absolutely. Andy Plays Games for a $5 shout out to Danky for taking my morsel of an idea, Creeper Jeremy, and making a great meme out of it. I even bought a t-shirt. Let's go.
Look at you guys. Look at
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Andy.
Team effort there.
Jay's Minority Report for a $2. Where's my riggers at? Thank you for the $2. Couragean with a 14. Odin said more in 2 minutes here than in 2 years on FNT.
Hey, where's the lie? I can't find it. So.
Lord Botham with a 5. Really enjoying the RNC live streams. Just hope the audio is a bit better when Jay and Ryan are sent to a furry convention.
So here's the deal. If I do go live, I could go live on YouTube and the audio is going to be much better on my phone. You heard it when Ryan went live on his phone. But when I go live through StreamYards, the audio is shit. But at least that we can share the screen. We can share multiple streams if I'm operating through StreamYards. So I don't know what the better opportunity is. You're going to get much better audio if I go directly live through YouTube, but you don't get the same experience with the StreamYard side. So I'm not sure which way to cover it.
Andre CR with the 2,500. Darth Plagueis the Weinstein. Torsten with a $5. Can we get a wellness check on Theory after they rolled out Darth Plagueis? It's all over Twitter. Just go to his Twitter page. Thunderstrike with a $2. Moment of silence, please, for the loss of Star Wars. Well, speaking of that, moment of silence for the loss of Star Wars. Chris Gore, Film Threat, they're hosting the funeral for Star Wars later today. I myself will be on. Odin's going to be on. Epic Mike's going to be on. Who else
He invited me. I'm not going to make it because I'll be at the RNC, obviously. But I hope that he will play The Saga Ends parody song we released all those years ago. Maybe you guys can remind him about that.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of people in the fellowship that are going to be on Film Threat today for the funeral for Star Wars. Jeremy's Trump body pillow for a $5. The RNC has been great. Thanks for booking the honeymoon suite for us. Mozamboni with a 2. Odin! Hail, my fellow mustard attack vet.
Oh, gosh, yeah. So at MegaCon, there was someone who was being pushed in a wheelchair, and a mustard packet had fallen on the floor. Wheel goes over it. Literally, we get, 3 of us just completely covered in what little mustard is in this little mustard pack. We thought at first that we were attacked. We thought, oh, man, someone saw us and realized, oh, he's a gamer's Friday Night Tights. And then it turned out, oh, luckily, it was just this freak accident where we're literally just covered in mustard.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Lance with the 199. Y'all playing EA College Football 2025. I've seen some stuff on it. It actually kind of looks good. So I'm going to wait till it's available on PC probably, but I might play it. I used to love those games. Freddy with a 26 months. Creeper Jeremy is the new meta that's more enjoyable than the Acolyte. Anyways, this one is for Odin and at Dom H. Where is Beardo at? I'm right here. Hashtag G&G Life. Thank you, Freddy. Never skip leg day with a picture of Jeremy's legs for a $5. Jeremy, why aren't you wearing your sexy Adidas Crocs at the RNC, bro? JK, hope you and Ryan are having an awesome time. What's up, Beardo? Hi, Odin, and love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for the $5.
I'll be honest. So I've worn my Chucks one day. I wore my Olakai shoes the next day. My feet were my feet were in better shape the day I wore my Crocs. Crocs are just comfortable, bro. They really are. They're just comfortable.
I'm sure they
but
are.
I'd say the worst were my Chucks. The Chucks. Why? Who cares? Who are you trying to impress? Some guy?
It's called self-respect and self-dignity.
I have a bigger problem with the
I don't
pre-ribbed
give
jeans.
a fuck. I don't give a fuck what people think about me. I really don't. Like, I don't give a shit.
Me either.
What I've
I
learned
care
in
what
life
I
is
think about
people are gonna
myself.
make fun of you. People are gonna make fun of you no matter what you do. So you might as well just be comfortable doing what you're doing. Like,
That's
'cause
true.
that's just going to happen. I don't give a shit what people think about me. I really don't.
Steve Fitch with a $5. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Luke Skywalker when I grew up. He was my hero. Unfortunately, the guy that plays him is an unhinged idiot. That's why you got to separate the art from the artist, man. I know it's hard sometimes, especially with Mark Hamill, but sometimes you got to do it. Rye the Guy for a $10. If my memory serves me correctly, Plagueis started grooming Palpatine to be a Sith apprentice when he was a teenager. So take Beardo's theory and add an extra gross level, and that's Disney for you. Yeah. Don't put it past him.
Yeah, and who would be better to do that than Leslye Headland?
M. Campia U fan with a $2. Darth Plagueis plus Darth Palpatine equals Fear de Tardo. Thank you. Joe Rad with a 5. Mark Hamill doesn't know what prayer looks like. He does something. He does something else when he is on his knees.
Oof.
Yeesh. Flint with a $5. In quotes, Luke, join me, or you'll star in Corvette Summer. President Johnny B. Mark Hamill's hairy ass for a $2 says nothing. Valkyria Winter with a 15 months. Seems we might need to super chat $250 to $500 for some feet and legs. Wonder what will happen next Tuesday indeed. As always, Skull. Thank you, Valkyria Winter. Dingus with a 199. Crocs are the ultimate Florida man shoe.
Damn right.
Darth Racer with a 5. Back in the 70s and 80s, Hamill was never this political. He wasn't this way with Reagan. His new madness is recent. It started in 2016. Mm-hmm. KC Cheetah with another 5. I was wrong because of leap year. Today is 199 day. Sorry, chat. Hey, let's get some 199s in the chat for 199 day, huh? Yeah. Animating Andy with the $6. I guess portraying the Joker for too long does have a bad effect on the brain, and watching Acolyte causes brain cell loss. Too many brain damages. I got Dane Bramage. Andre with the 5,000.
My internet keeps dying. My internet keeps dying, so I'm sorry.
No worries. Andre with a 5,000. Read in Trump's voice. Just look at the guy. These are the smelliest Crocs the world has ever seen. It's a disgrace to our country. That's what everybody says. I will ban Crocs one day, believe me.
I will be a dictator on day one just to get rid of all the cracks.
I think my Trump impression is getting a little bit better. I've been practicing.
It's good.
The Beast with the $2. Where's the brothers at? Hashtag Daily So White. Remain blessed. Thank you very much. Nerd Takes with a 199. This show is one of the worst I have ever seen. Agreed. Pronoun Beaver for a 3 months. Somebody called? Look at that avatar.
It's perfect.
That's fantastic. Pronoun Beaver with another $5. Tired of people telling me I look like a screaming girl from Rebel Moon. Never watched it. Will Yum for a $5. The way May was bouncing around in the cockpit while wearing an unbuckled helmet and no harness during the space scene is retarded.
Oh, that helmet.
Well, the helmet was sitting so high because of her fucking stupid haircut.
Yeah. The best thing I've seen from that, though, is people posting the Michael Dukakis picture from when he was riding in the tank all those years ago. Same vibes.
Mark Hamill's hairy ass with the $2. May the smell be with me. Oh, it's with you for sure. Couragean gifted a membership. Thank you, Couragean. Look at this. Linko Kenobi with the 40-month recommitment. What's up, guys? I hope the second season comes out so I can roast this show. Beardo, pass the sauce. LOL. Glad Jeremy is having a good time at the RNC. Thank you, Linko, for the 40 months. Joel Reese with a 11 months. Space chase through space, and things happen simultaneously at the same time. Beardo, 2024. That's pretty much what happened. I'm not lying. Couragean with a $14. Odin, talk like this on FNT. You're a legend.
Thank you. If I have the time to, I will.
Roger. Let's just go with Roger for a $10.
Arizona.
Tirizona, Roger Tirizona with a $10. I'm sick of the Leslye Headland explaining everything after the fact. If you have to explain it, you have no business telling stories using film. Disney must really making money elsewhere to treat fans like this. Yeah, at the amusement parks. Zamo for an 11 months. Show should have been called The Acolyte, a Leslye Headland psychological session Star Wars story. Taker for a 5. Here's a plot hole. Vanestra was looking over the footage of Khmer with other Jedi present. Now she can cover up his existence? How? It doesn't make sense. Courageum for a 14. Jeremy, you're a legend, and we love you. 199.
Thank you. I'm never traveling again. I just want to be home with my fiber internet. This dog shit internet I have.
Tomac with a 10. Shut in, Jeremy. Let's go. Courageum with a 14. For Mike, what's up? I'm in pain as my knee grows. Well, thank you. AD, the Demon Slayer, for a $5. Disney, please never stop squeezing out these $200 million turds. Watching these YouTubers try to make sense of this shit is comedy gold. It's painful. Michael Bea for a $10. Leslye Headland doesn't hate Star Wars. She hates herself and inflicts projects that pain upon the project. Projects. She hates herself and inflicts projects that pain upon the. What are we saying here? What are we saying, Michael?
Today,
I think they were trying to say inflicts and then also said projects and then forgot to delete one of the words.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate it. Taryn the Black for a $5. I just left Kwame's show and they had an in-depth talk about the Big Mike theory. Things are changing. I don't think it's a theory, man. Jay's Minority Report for a $2. Sorry, but Crocs have been the national lesbian shoe. Thoughts on narrow boating with Nigel with a 199. President Trump is more Skywalker than Hamill.
Agreed.
Lod for a $2 with the metal detector Wookiee. Searching for metal chlorians. Lod with a $2. Jeremy, stay safe out there. Great job with Tuesday night's main event. Beardo, hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
He didn't burn the place down.
The Anti-Woke Academy for Arts and Science for a $5. Jeremy can't attend the Star Wars funeral because he'll be too busy giving out $5 handies at the convention. He made $250 just yesterday.
It's not a bad day's work.
Is your arm sore? Breer for a $5. Beardo, if you woke up tomorrow as a hot chick, would you let the homies hit? Nah, I'd spend the entire 24 hours just staring at my own tits. That's what I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We're all caught up on Super Chats. We're not on Rumble, so we don't have any Rumble rants. This is Jeremy's show, not mine. What am I doing?
Overstepped there a little bit, didn't you, buddy?
I got excited.
Odin,
Great job.
good to have you on, buddy. What? Where
to
can they
be
find
here.
you, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun. Awesome being on Tuesday night's main event last night as well. But you can find me at OMB Reviews on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, etc. And also over at geeksgamers.com, where I write a box office breakdown article every single week. And can't wait to see what the numbers look like this weekend, because I still think there's a chance for Despicable Me 4 to get to 1 billion. But we'll have to wait and see what this weekend looks like.
We shall see. Beardo, where can they find you?
Yeah, man, Fear the Beardo on all social media. Today, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Bro Science, Episode 12. Me, Dan Vask, and X-Wing will probably be talking about more Acolyte stuff. And then I'll be on Chris Gore's Film Threat talking about the funeral for Star Wars. So that's what I got going on.
There we go. And I am actually fighting sickness right now. I think I got some con crud, but I think I'm gonna be fine. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do today, but I got to see how I feel. But I you know how it is when you go to these places, you're around hundreds, thousands of people, and I never get sick. But I can feel that it's starting to happen. So we'll see what happens. But I am taking meds and shit like that. So
Cool.
Just don't debate anybody, because we know what a cold can do to somebody when they're trying to debate somebody.
I
So.
heard
Jay's
that.
Minority Report for a $2. Was Tuesday night's main event still monetized? Jeremy?
I didn't monetize it, so if it I know that some words was said. I'll address that, Malcolm. But all good.
Bimbo Dickens with a $5. Jeremy, get with your boy Elon and get that Starlink Mini.
Yeah, I need money. I was grifting like $5 just to buy food, even though I had like $100 super chat and like gifted memberships from ABF, and I'm like, I just need $5 and I can get food, guys.
$5 for food.
Absolutely shameless. But thank you guys so much. Great job to Beardo. Great job having Odin on. Thank you to the chat. And I'll probably be live later. I'll just see. I got to deal with like tomorrow's a big day, so I want to make sure that that's the issue tomorrow, because tomorrow's the day Trump actually takes the, does the speech and everything, and I want to be there for that. And then I have to drive immediately all night to get back to Florida. So I got a long day tomorrow. So that's why I'm really like, I can handle being sick. Who gives a shit? But it's about like what I need to make sure that I'm in good shape for tomorrow, and then I have to drive all night. So I got a long day, a long weekend ahead of me. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you, John Q Ghost. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. And thank you to everyone in the chat. You're the best. The 199. Happy 199 day. And we'll talk to all of you later. I'll let you end this, Beardo. Take us away.
All right. Catch you guys.
Goodbye, everybody.